few years after my former Mormon friend Cari had her eye-opening experience at Easter, she and one of her children, who was being homeschooled at the time, were sitting down to read John Bunyan's allegorical masterpiece, The Pilgrim's Progress. And as Cari read through this book, there were certain concepts in the Pilgrim's Progress that she said, I think Joseph Smith stole these. Words like celestial, the celestial kingdom. Places like abandon and bountiful, which are big terms in Mormonism. She said, those are straight out of Pilgrim's Progress. So she made that connection that maybe he pulled some of his doctrine and his theology, and at least these words, from the Pilgrim's Progress. But more than that, Cari could relate to Pilgrim. Listen as Cari talks about what it means to be like Pilgrim, having the weight of the world lifted off of her shoulders.
One of the greatest things I felt after becoming Christian was this immense burden lifted off my shoulders. I felt like Christian in the Pilgrim's Progress, carrying around this burden, and then all of a sudden he realizes that he doesn't have to carry that anymore. I felt like so much weight was lifted off my shoulders when I was able to give my sin to God. Galatians 5:1 taught me that for freedom Christ has set us free. Do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. I felt like that passage was speaking directly to me. I felt like all the rules of Mormonism was a burden. The rules were constantly changing and being multiplied each year. Sometimes it was hard to remember what rules were still valid, which ones you didn't have to obey anymore, and it was exhausting. It was so freeing to know that I was forgiven. And not only forgiven, but that I didn't have this enormous debt that I now had to pay back. It was a free gift, meaning nothing was required in return. It wasn't my good works that would earn me a place in heaven. It was God's free gift. Freedom in Christ was something that I had never heard of before. It was not something that we were taught. We felt constantly burdened down and always worried that we weren't enough, that we were always judging ourselves against our neighbors to see how righteous they were, how righteous we could be. And when I read the verses about the yoke of Jesus being light and his burden being easy, I thought that was a lie, because that is not how I felt it was. But since becoming a Christian, I have felt that freedom, that peace, the lightness and the easiness of the way. And it's similar to the serpent with Moses. All they had to do was look and live, but it seemed so easy that they didn't do it. That's the gospel of Jesus Christ to Mormons. It seems too easy for them. They can't accept a free gift. They feel like they have to do something to earn it. So sharing with them that it isn't about them, that they don't have to pay anything back, and teaching them about the freedom in Christ, it will give them that hope that they don't have to struggle their whole life never knowing if they're good enough, but that they can be justified through Jesus Christ.
My dear friends, you now have the joy of helping others like Cari take that burden of Mormonism off of their shoulders and place it at the foot of the cross. I'd encourage you to consider all of the ways in which you can help struggling Mormons come to know and place their trust in the perfect work of Jesus. Please consider a donation to support the new Jesus is Enough docuseries website and all of the initiatives connected to it. But also think about all of the ways in your own life where you can go out and help a struggling Mormon take that burden off of their shoulders and place it at the foot of the cross. Take care.